Well, we know where we're going, but we don't know where we've been. And we know what we're knowing, but we can't say what we've seen. And we're not little children, and we know what we want, and the future is certain. Give us time to work it out.
I'm not comfortably satisfied that Mr. Rabada intended to make contact and therefore find him not guilty, but then says, I considered the conduct inappropriate, lacked respect for his fellow player, and involved non-deliberate and minor contact. This doesn't make sense whatsoever. Here we are, TK, back at the home of football. And geez, is there some sport to report on. First off, I want to start straight from the top. A bake. World cricket, what a farce. Rabada, this is unbelievable. The one criticism of Jeff Crowe, who played in our winning Sheffield Shield side in 81-82, great bloke Crowe, too nice for his own good as a match referee. Finally comes to a common sense decision, and it's been overturned. It stinks. You must wonder what really happened behind the scenes. For want of not wanting to be sued, I won't express what I really think. It's just extraordinary. It undermines the complete good of the game. It goes back, I think it's the worst decision in cricket since the law of cricket was changed to allow Murali to so-called bowl when he was, let's be honest, 180 javelin, etc. thrower, as Bisham Beatty described him. So we've got that. It is a disgrace. Who knows for the future of the good of the game? Wow, oh wow. Other things to report, SANFL wise. Yep, the National Reserves comp will happen. It's been in the pipeline for a while. Those of us have known that. Mixed feelings. For the good of the SANFL, yes, of course it is. Have all 8 teams on the same level. The Crows have been pathetic in the SANFL in giving something back to the competition. The way they treated the 2016 prelim final was unforgivable, was bitterly disappointing. As much as I hate Port Adelaide, at least they try a bit more than that come the finals, but I have been here in a minor round game where Logan was best on ground. It screamed for him to go on the ball for Port to win the game. They left in her back pocket. Again, it's about development of AFL players. Winning is secondary. That can't work. It hasn't worked. You know, the Crows supposedly were going to bring 4,000 extra spectators along to the game, or they were only about 3,999 short. You know, it just hasn't worked. But at least the Crows do give something back financially, way more than Port in that way. The nuts and bolts and people saying, oh, get rid of pokies at SANFL level and things like that are living in la-la land. The comp wouldn't, no way in the world would it survive without that. The comp will depend purely on the AFL. If the AFL want it to succeed, want it to continue, if the AFL actually have a brain so you can see the state level players like Nick Dygan, Paul Puopolo, Lee Spurs progressing through to the national level, that won't happen if you get rid of the state leagues and you've only got the under 18 recruiting ground. Surely that is vital, purely at AFL wise, let alone the integrity of this magnificent comp. Nord in our 140th year this year. Surely that means so much more than the AFL are giving it credit for. Basketball, 36ers, Melbourne tied at 1-1. Josh Childress's injury, you know, probably swings it back in Melbourne's favour. It may well go down to the wire of the 5th game. Obviously, if the South Australian go the 36ers, but I think we're still underdogs in that regard. Sheffield Shield, unfortunately, South Australia fell right away after Christmas. Back in our normal spot, we had the unbelievable thing of Western Bulldogs and then Richmond going top. At least some things are still normal in the world. Bitterly disappointing. unless South Australia really be honest and admit there's too many sides in district cricket, that is a big thing. District finals this weekend have heard from more than a couple of Sturt judges who I trust big time and rate. They really rate young Tom O'Connell, who turned the district final last week with 6 for 34 as a leggy. So it'll be interesting to see him and Pote's progress. So there are some youngsters there, and young Patrick Page at Teatree Gully. But too many sides in district cricket, they play against people who aren't good enough at that level. A lot of horse racing. It'd be remiss not to congratulate a fine lady and an institution in the world of horse racing in South Australia, and Claire Lindop. Magnificent career. Bowed out after the Adelaide Cup. We thank her for a contribution, and I'm sure she won't be a person lost a race. The AFL wise, look, starts this weekend. Am I pumped about it? I've got to be honest, no. Luke Schuett, how the AFL have come around after at the time passing that tackle, saying it was an incorrect tackle, both privately and publicly. The umpire back behind the scenes, and it was all behind the scenes. Yep, shocking tackle. Port Adelaide internally have rated it a shocking tackle. Now, it's the classic. It was a uni-poof to tackle. We all agree with that. Out wide, hands out there. He didn't get in close. He didn't get there. If we're going to allow heads to be ripped off, where in the hell is the game going to? You know, Michael Christian started off the start of the season having to repair the inconsistency and incompetence of the MRP last season when Nathan Burke was a bitter disappointment. Has so far been so good. You know, the Katie Brennan, under the laws of the game, that is the correct decision. He didn't do the Cochin Invisible rule or Brandon Ellis rule and allow you to commit murder in a prelim final. He's got to fix that. So far, so good. It's been huge in sport, TK. You know, so many things happening, so much controversy. The cricket is the really tragic one. Footy kicks off this weekend. Maybe the rugby. There's so many things happening in the world of sport, but geez, devastated by the cricket incompetence. Rulebook over and out!